Hey guys, so I really wanted to do today's video on the concept of heterosexual men or straight boys as we all know and love them. I feel like someone's gonna come for me and make like a James Charles reference because I just said that, but realistically,
we love predatory behavior.
We hate that word, and that's the whole point of this video. So we're actually going to have a discussion about what's a straight boy? Like what is yours? So these are my friends. This is Jennifer. She is a part-time stripper. And Morris, he does voyeur type pornographic material for kinkpigs.com. No, not really, but you know, yeah, it's actually a sex party we went to in LA. We didn't know it was a sex party.
No.
But they keep sending me like email blasts now. Kink pigs, leather parties.
What's the definition? Go for it.
I mean, okay.
Read it out loud.
Okay. A heterosexual person is attracted to people of the opposite sex. Boys who like girls and women who like men are heterosexual. Specimen A. Being heterosexual has long been considered normal in our society. Another word for heterosexual is straight. Okay, Morris, what is your opinion on a heterosexual or straight man?
My opinion, like the definition says, it's normal in our society. I feel like that's a very common it's a very common thing, as in like, you know, there's lots of straight men who like women, opposite sex. That's very like heteronormative is the word. And as for an opinion, I have no opinion on straight
Well, the whole
men.
point of this video is having an opinion. But what we were actually going to discuss is how so many men and women now who previously used to be dating or married to members of the opposite sex are now with members of the same sex. So what do you think about that?
What do you mean?
Because I want to hear your opinion.
Because you're a member of the
That we know of. That's why you know, this is an agenda reveal video, so
This is coming out. She's gonna come out as trisexual.
Woo! Okay, no. But we were just having this conversation, so what is...
But I don't know, I'm on the spot.
No, you're not on the spot, but like, what do you have to say about it? Like, okay, you find it strange. Not the concept of people dating members of the same sex, but it's kind of hard to get over the mental image of that, right? So why do you
people
think...
dating the same sex? No.
No, but like, them dating same sex after they were dating or like married to somebody.
Right, married to someone and then shifted, now they're interested in.
So like, why is that strange?
I don't think it's necessarily strange, but like I'm more interested in like why that happens. Like what shifts for these people? You know, are they like less interested in the same sex, or sorry, the opposite sex after they have like a divorce, or
is it connected?
Or is it connected?
What do you think?
I think, you know, it's obviously like when you're young and you're trying to figure out what you like, who you're into.
Yeah, but
things start to develop, and you start to like think like well, society always tells you like, oh, a boy likes a girl likes a boy. Yeah. That's what it is. Sometimes you meet certain people or friends when you're a kid. Yeah, you feel the energy. You feel connected to like a boy. If you're a boy, or a girl to like a girl, and you're like, oh, I really love that person, but society tells me it's not okay to love
and then you have to deal with so many other like internal struggles because society has told you that it's one way when it's actually a three-way. I mean, for lack of like a better way of putting it, that's the truth. Like,
but I feel like that's what your teens are for, is to like figure that out. But if you don't figure that out, that further like later on develops into issues and closet cases and you know,
like
suitcases.
Suitcases, designer luggage. Like, I think the whole reason we're having this conversation is because of the latest like James Charles stuff that has been going up and blowing up on YouTube. Like, I hate that everybody's using the word predator, and this is something, I mean, we laughed about it low-key, like we laughed about it, but I think that's such a dangerous word to label someone as, because as Jen said as well, when you use that word, it automatically makes someone sound like a rapist, and from what I've seen online, I genuinely don't think James Charles is a predator. I think these...
He's an alien.
Yeah, I think these straight men know exactly what they're getting from him. They are, you know, they're the ones who I've seen, like, I mean, from what I saw, they're the ones who've actively, like, spoken to him. And yes, he's acknowledged that they are attractive, But the same way that a heterosexual man will acknowledge that a lesbian is attractive, or the same way that you can appreciate a pretty girl, or like I can appreciate like a pretty girl or a pretty guy, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, I want to sleep with that person.
In this case, I guess in the James Charles case, if that's what we're talking about, the straight men knew what they were getting into.
Right.
But they always know, like, how do you miss out the fact that someone has a dick?
Yeah, but you know, when you see the fame, the power, the money, you see all of that, you're like, and you're confused as well. You're still trying to figure out your own sexuality. It's easy, to fall into that and to be like, oh yeah,
but they definitely know.
Yeah, they know, but they're like, you know, why not test the waters and also get something out of it? Because most of the people that have come out and spoken out are like curious, but at the same time, they need the clout or they need the like attention or
but they are definitely getting something from it, from like kind of shitting on someone's career. Like at the end of the day, this boy's 19. Like at 19, like prior to turning 19, I had so many messy situations with so many people that that considered themselves heterosexual. And have I done like a lot of messy things in the past where like I've called them out and tried to like out them, and I like really went there. Like if this whole situation was reversed and I was in James Charles' position, I would be looking like a real mean bitch. Because
what would you have done?
In what situation? In his situation? Well, first of all, I wouldn't have been a shitty friend. I think he was a shitty friend to that girl, to Tati. But
we don't know the full story.
Yeah.
We don't really know.
We know that she got a video out first, but you know.
So obviously the story is.
I think she did that because she when the first happened, like the whole like vitamin thing happened. She put an Insta story of her crying and saying like, oh, you don't know who to trust. And then James Charles's friend Gabriel Zamora made a whole video on YouTube saying, girl, why are you crying about vitamins? If it's that serious, make a video about it.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, I'll make a video about it.
But I think, and the whole reason all of this is important to talk about is that sometimes these men, they know exactly what they're doing. Like, they're married, they have wives, they have children. Like, I feel like all of us know this through personal experience or through friends. It's that sometimes they know exactly what they're doing, but they still identify as being heterosexual. Whereas for me, I think the general message is that sexuality is fluid, and feel free to like disagree. Like, see, I feel like you disagree. Like,
no, I don't disagree. I don't know. Like,
agitated. No, but like, what?
No, I don't disagree.
But like,
not all. But okay.
Have you thought about girls?
No, but my
have you ever thought about going nuts diving? Like,
no. But my question is, you've been with women, have you not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like.
Well, that's a bit of a stretch. I wouldn't say I've been with women instead of being
with a woman.
A woman.
Okay, but like.
And when I was very young.
Okay, but then what happened? Like, why did it change after that?
The wasn't for me. Like, no, but this is no, but this is the truth, okay? And if I'm being like 100% honest, as most days I always am, I feel like I could marry and love a woman without being physically intimate with her, because physical intimacy is something that almost feels like mechanical to me for the sake of, like, let's say having a baby.
Right.
But in
you
terms
emotionally you can connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
More so, I feel that. Like, I feel like also
it's
with
more like a human. Like, yeah, we can connect to anyone. Like human connection. Like, I've met like so many women and men, like aliens, like dogs, like. Just, you know what I mean? Like, when you have a connection with someone, like, and it's, like, literally, like...
That's bestiality. That's not this channel. This is we're going to get demonetized and, like, you know...
Listen, get monetized first.
True, honestly. You gotta make those coins.
But what I'm saying is, like, you know, connection's a connection regardless, and you can have feelings and emotions, doesn't matter with who, what, or where, like, but, again, like, coming back to the main topic, heterosexuality. Like that, the word sexual is in the word, you know what I mean? Because that's like what you're attracted to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for someone to easily be thrown in the category or, you know, just put them in a box, like, I don't believe in that. That's coming back to what you said. Like, it's fluid in that way where it's like, you know, before you even place yourself in a box, you have to like open every box and find out what it is you like.
Yeah.
But as a connection, I feel like, yeah, it's like so easy to develop that emotional, connection.
Okay, but don't you think that at some point, okay, what about for you personally? Do you think that at some point in the near future you could meet and fall in love and be physically intimate with a person, a member of the opposite sex?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the thing, and I hate when people are like, oh, like I'm so opposed to like this opposite sex or the same sex, or I can never touch or like,
Okay,
that's what. Yeah. But like to me, it's like, no, you're shutting yourself off from like so many people and so many opportunities, so many connections. Like we said, where like it transcends. Just
the basic label.
Or the
but
basic
I also
label,
think like it's a little bit trending now where people say things like, oh, like I'm bi-curious, or I don't want to identify. I would say, okay, for people who are actually like medically, like they feel like they're trapped in like someone else's body, like a different sex, that's a very separate topic, and I think we should tackle that later. But just in terms of sexuality as a whole, I think it's very simple. Like you like what you like, and sometimes I feel like with sexuality, what you like changes. Is that fair to say? You think? Like, I mean, like for you, like you've never had, like you've never been. Yeah, you don't know yet, but like
I never will know.
You don't know that.
You don't know, but.
Right now, where you're at in life, this is not like a conversion therapy video. Like, we're just like, no.
The next episode,
she finally came out. Like, oh my god, the cover video is gonna be us crying. Like, but we need to think about just that as a whole. Like, what happens when you go through that change? I feel like also, and that goes back to heterosexual men as they are, and I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like men in general. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I feel really sad for men in general, like being a man, because I think like men are assholes, yeah. And for lack of a better word, I think most men, are not understanding, are not in touch with their emotional selves. Also, again, this is, I'm not generalizing everyone, but low-key, like I feel
society,
like
be a man, grow up. Why are you crying? Why are you this? Why are you that?
Why are you crying, little bitch?
Yeah, exactly. Like little boys grow up to be big assholes because of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, toxic masculinity is called that for a reason, because it develops out of that.
Yeah. And that's ignorance. Like it's the ignorance they were taught by their parents and a generation. I feel like that's what's great about the time we're living in now, where everyone's allowed, or mostly.
And that's why there's this whole like bi-curious thing. Because people are allowed, like if you would have said to someone, oh, I'm bi-curious in the 80s, they would have been like, what is that?
Yeah. But actually in the 80s people were super high, so they were bi-curious anyway, but they didn't know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like a previous time period, like a previous generation. Now it's like, kids are no longer reprimanded for having emotions or feelings. Yeah. So like everyone's like, oh, I'm feeling this way. Why do I feel that? Why do I? Just that question of why, like that opens up so much.
Sometimes, honestly, like I've had like incredible connections with somebody of the same sex, but because of the societal constraints put on them by their family or their generation, it was very difficult to kind of breach that gap where I got through to that person. So like, for example, again, referring back to James Charles's screenshots of him telling that guy, like, I know you're gay, like you don't know it, you're gay. Honestly, like very honestly, like I haven't been as aggressive with someone like enforcing what I think that person's sexuality is, but I've said like, you need to like be honest with your feelings, and things have got heated for me in the past with particular individuals because because they were never honest with who they are, and that hurts you when you're 19 because you're finding out who you are and you're trying to discover more things about yourself. So when somebody is kind of giving you half and half but not really giving you the whole thing, you're like, you start to question yourself and your self-worth now. So I think that's why it's important to have these kinds of conversations. So, we all understand that sexuality is something that's kind of, effervescent, changing.
Effervescent.
She looks like we forced her to say. She looks like we paid her. But
this is all the time we have.
This is all the time we have for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching and reached some kind of conclusion and had a little bit more, gained some kind of clarity on the topic.
Wait, you gotta face like this.
Yeah, like we need to
this
like
is a
face the
discussion. I'm having a discussion with you guys.
But like,
they gotta see you.
Yeah, they gotta see your raw emotions. Like, are we close enough?
Yeah, this is as close as it needs to be, my friend.
But,
With big assholes.
yeah, and it's just like, it's
I think
so...
you should think that one out.
Yeah, I know.
Do you
But
have any, like, thoughts on
yeah.
straight boy sexuality?
Or experiences or videos, honestly. We welcome all
Comment
kinds of
down
footage.
below. Yeah.
Just make sure your face is not in it if you send me anything on private DMs.
Oh
like
my
I would like to
God.
tell all of you that have been sending me all those videos, you go straight to the block list. So please. I love you guys. Yeah, that's what we have. We have our bye guys.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Okay, let's have a cigarette. Okay, let's go.